Support for this podcast comes from Delmarva Power. Now you can make saving money part of your business with Delmarva Power's Energy Savings for Business program. Designed to fit every type of business, the program offers financial incentives that can cover up to 50% of the cost to upgrade to energy-efficient lighting, HVAC, and more. By using more efficient equipment, your business will save money every month on your electric bill for years to come. Learn more at delmarva.com/power savings.
Are you looking for a podcast that's entertaining, more bingeable than your favorite Netflix show, and informative? The Personal Finance Podcast teaches you the hacks, tips, and tactics you need to upgrade your money, all while spending less and saving more. This isn't a show that teaches you to save money by clipping coupons. It's much more about learning how to build generational wealth and spending your money on the things you love. Search for the Personal Finance Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Your wallet will thank you later. This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 2319, The Golden Rule of Personal Finance by Cramer of bestinterest.blog. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Hello again, and welcome to Optimal Finance Daily, the show where I read to you from some of the best money and finance blogs on the web, each and every week, with the author's permission, of course. So let's hear today's post and start optimizing your life. The Golden Rule of Personal Finance by Cramer of bestinterest.blog. The Leaning Tower of Pisa has a foundational problem. It's 186 feet tall and weighs 14,500 tons. But its foundation is only 10 feet deep and built into silt and clay. 5 years after construction, about 1178 AD, the foundation shifted and the tower famously leaned. Oops. Every building needs a strong foundation. It applies to all buildings of all sizes in all locations. This brings us to the golden rule of personal finance, one that applies to all people at all levels of income. Spend less than you earn. I know, you think you know what I'm talking about, but in my ever-growing experience in personal finance, most people think they know this idea, but they've not truly internalized it. It's a foundational rule we too often ignore. We know the stories of former athletes or Hollywood stars who file for bankruptcy. How is that possible? Simple. They spent more than they earned. But surely someone with 100 million should be able to not spend all their money. I get it, but overspending behavior is the classic slippery slope. Just as buildings of all sizes see foundational issues, people across the wealth spectrum struggle with overspending. I have a friend of a friend who played Division I football and eventually made it to the NFL, but his family was dirt poor growing up. I thought this admission was so profound. Quote, "We were so poor. There was never much money, but the money that was there, it always quickly disappeared. You got used to this idea that money is scarce and never sticks around. So whenever I got money as a kid, it was like, spend it now or you might not get another chance to spend it. Boom. And I had a big list of things I wanted to spend money on. It's like a perfect storm. So now I just want to spend everything, save nothing. I don't trust saving because I've never actually seen it work." End quote. Here's a guy making millions, but his financial foundation was only inches deep, not nearly strong enough to support a large income. Our brains work against us. This is a foundational lesson from behavioral economics. We criticize others for overspending, but find ways to justify our own similar behavior. We say, if I earned another 20%, then I'd start saving more money. But when the 20% comes, we buy clothes that are 20% softer, houses that are 20% bigger, or meals that are 20% more organic. The slope remains slippery all the way down. If you're a global touring music star partying at the club, you justify a $10,000 bottle of champagne. If you're the heavyweight champion of the world, you justify owning a tiger. We all struggle to say enough. No way, you say. I just don't get it. I'd never own a tiger. You're not alone. I don't get it either. I'm with you. But a few weeks ago, Kelly and I spent $125 on a dinner for two. A nice treat, right? But a big part of the US population would look at our dinner and say, no way, I just don't get it. That's a full week of groceries or a month of gas. I'd never spend that on one meal. A smaller segment of the population would say, "You call $125 a nice dinner? How quaint." My point is, overspending and comparison happen to all people at all income levels. We all spend money and all judge others on what they spend. Most of all, we all look at people richer than us and think, if I were them, I'd be all set because I'd never spend money like they do on that thing. Getting back to foundational fundamentals, I don't care what people spend money on. Meals, cars, tigers, though I'm not sure there's an ethical way to own a tiger. Because the key is spending less than you earn. Preferably spending much less than you earn. I ensure I'm doing this through my budget and net worth tracking. In my experience, most people, including myself at times, pay lip service to spend less than you earn. Don't worry, you're only human. But if you want financial success, you'll eventually have to back up that lip service with real action. You'll need to dig deep and build a financial foundation that supports your current and future life. On the spending front, remind yourself of this simple truth. Advertisers convince you that buying stuff will make you happy. Actual psychological research provides no such evidence. It might, in fact, make you unhappy. You want to spend less? Remind yourself that you've probably been brain hacked by advertising. I know I have. Into thinking that more spending equals more happiness. I don't like that I've been brain hacked. I resent it. So out of spite towards advertisers, I actively fight my impulse to spend. It's a struggle. I have to dig deep, just like digging a foundation. But if you want to build a strong financial life, that's where it starts. A strong foundation. Spend less than you earn. You just listened to the post titled The Golden Rule of Personal Finance by Jesse Cramer of bestinterest.blog.
It feels good to gift. So give your dad the one-for-all gift card this Father's Day and let him choose the gift he wants. With 100+ brands to choose from and 0 fees, there's no need to play the guessing game to show your appreciation. You know he'll get the gift he wants, and making his day will make your day. Gifting feels good with the one-for-all gift card. Available in-store and at giftcards.com. See giftcards.com for terms and conditions.
If you've recently bought anything, you've noticed that prices have gone up on almost everything. But with GoodRx, you can save on something particularly important, your prescription medications. GoodRx is the fast and free way to save up to 80% on the price of your prescriptions. All you need to do is search for your medication on the GoodRx website or app and show your discount at the pharmacy counter. It's that easy. Not to mention, GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walgreens, and more. And even if you have health insurance, GoodRx may still beat your copay price. You know how much frugality means to me, how many ways I try to save, but never before have I seen a way to save on prescriptions. I've really loved GoodRx. It's extremely easy even for the older members of my family that I've recommended it to. So for simple, smart savings on your prescriptions, check out GoodRx. Go to goodrx.com/OFD. That's goodrx.com/OFD. goodrx.com/OFD. I completely agree with this golden rule, but I would add just one little thing to the end. Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. Our wealth is built in the gap between our income and our expenses, but we have to put that gap to work. Our money can work way harder than we can at making us more money through the power of compound interest and our assets appreciating over time. But in order for that to happen, we need to buy income-generating assets like stocks, bonds, and real estate. I love that Jesse acknowledges how we all tell ourselves we'll behave differently with our money once we're making more of it. I certainly used to tell myself that. I didn't save, invest, or worry about my debt in my 20s because I was convinced that I'd be making millions one day and it wouldn't matter. Well, now I'm 36 and my income isn't close to $1 million, but my net worth is halfway there. It's important to remember that having more money doesn't magically increase your level of financial literacy. If you can't manage $1,000, then you definitely can't manage $1 million. And this golden rule of spending less than you earn applies no matter how much money you do or don't have. And that will do it for today. Have a happy rest of your day, and I'll see you on the Friday show tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.